Jared here with Gale Force and Triton Sport Fishing, and talk a little bit about the springtime fishing we have at Catalina. We get the squid that moves in, we get all this bait starting to push in from offshore, and generally things start to light up. The water temperature's still a little bit on the low side. Most of that stuff's low in the water column. That being said, when we get on those big schools of yellowtail, big schools of bonita, calico bass even, a lot of times they're eating those heavy jigs down towards the bottom more so. Live Deception Jig is it's been a really good asset to us in the past couple of years. That springtime fishing, you cast it out, you let it sink all the way down to the bottom, you burn it in as fast as you can, and you repeat. Very, very effective, very, very lifelike. Very, very hard to beat a lure like this when it comes to that springtime yo-yo fishing. I'll talk about rod and reels I prefer to use with a jig like this. As you can see, it's a smaller jig. You don't need anything super crazy. Generally, the springtime fish are a little bit on the smaller side. So we got a lighter setup here, nothing crazy. High-speed reel. Some people like the 2 speeds. It's not necessary, but it always helps. Rod-wise, I got an 8-foot rod here. A little more parabolic than the other rods. That meaning it bends a little further down. It does shut off. It does have that backbone like the rods we talked about earlier. But for the casting, the retrieving, the getting bit, it's definitely a lot more productive for what we're gonna be doing. Generally, when you are fishing this, you are fishing it deeper in the water column. The Capt will run over a spot. He'll meter the fish anywhere from halfway down to the bottom. Don't always necessarily need to cast it really far away from the boat. Just get it down in the water column and kind of cover that water column that the captain said he saw the fish in. It's really productive if you pay attention and you can fish it properly. That's key, paying attention and making sure you're keeping it in the water column he's seeing the fish in. We call it a yo-yo iron because it's just like a yo-yo. You cast it out, you let it sink, you wind it in to the preferred water column and then drop it back down. It's going up and down just like a yo-yo on a string. During the summer, when those fish get all fired up, water warms up, the fish are chasing around baits on the surface, put ourselves in a situation here. I'm driving up to a spot, tell my deckhands start throwing bait, the fish come up in the stern. If they're right in the stern, it's really easy for you to throw a bait out, get bit really quick, wind it in. But there are situations where we get the anchor out, you get sea lions on you, you get something keeping those fish out away from the boat a little bit, out of casting range with the bait. So you need something a little heavier, something to get their reaction, something to get them to chase it towards the boat. That's where these guys come in play. Live Deception jigs, they're very, very crucial to our success during the summer. Bonita, yellowtail, calico bass, any type of surface fish that's eating up on the surface eating fin bait will eat one of these. When I'm fishing these, I'm looking for the fish, I'm looking for the birds showing me where the fish are in the water, and I'm taking a little longer rod than you would with all the other techniques we've showed you. Anywhere from 8, 9, 10 foot, it's all personal preference. I prefer a longer rod, a little softer tip, so when you do get bit, it doesn't rip that jig out of it. Mono is also very, very key. A lot of guys like fishing Spectra. You're not gonna be able to cast this thing nearly as far, and when you do get a backlash, the deckhands are gonna hate you. So try and stick with that mono, guys. I highly recommend it when it comes to fly lining baits, surface fishing, keeping it up on top of the water. I always go with mono, a little different than that bottom stuff we talked about earlier. And when you guys are winding these in, you want to keep it steady. You want to keep them moving. It's more of a reaction bite, especially during the summer. These fish, they got so much going on. There's sardines swimming by, there's seals swimming by. You want to get something to catch their eye and make them want to chase it and eat it. Faster is usually better. In my personal experience, I'm winding my baits as fast as I can. As long as they're staying in the water and swimming back and forth, you're not winding them too fast. Another very important point is when you do get bit. A lot of guys like to try and swing. It's the absolute wrong thing to do. Just keep winding. That way, if he does miss the hook or he doesn't stick, you have a good opportunity for him to come back or another one that's following behind to come and eat the bait. And it's also really dangerous. If you got this bait 10 feet away from the boat and you swing, pull it out of a fish's mouth, you got a 3 to 5 ounce lure with 3 hooks flying back at you or someone next to you. So be very careful, guys. Very easy to get hurt with one of these, but it's a very, very productive way to catch fish during the summer. If you guys have any questions about anything I talked about on this trip or going into your next fishing trip, feel free to visit our website or contact us.